beautiful, make it beautiful. Age of new beginnings, make it beautiful.
Come on. That's what we do here.
Make it beautiful, make it beautiful.
Come on. That's what we do here.
Hi, I'm Elle, and we're here with Age of New Beginnings, and I'm here with Theresa. Theresa is sensational. You really are.
Thank you.
You know, at Age of New Beginnings, we teach different classes about intuitive consciousness, about law of attraction, and Theresa was really coming originally to connect to that aspect of herself. Mm-hmm. And we just met, but I feel like I know her forever.
I know, we've had so much fun.
It is. But I know the important part of tonight with the Age of New Beginnings is that I know how many people can connect to where you are. Connect where you have a sense of there's more. You have a sense of really starting to taste trusting your intuitive aspects. Mm-hmm. Also, like we were talking before about the manifestation.
Right.
Right?
Yes, I'm noticing that now. It's crazy.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you can share more about that. We were talking earlier we were talking about the law of attraction. So when you speak something into your reality. So when you speak it and you were doing another aspect of it and it was like happening over and over, which was like pretty mind-blowing for you, right?
Yes, it was.
So
it was
kind of share
actually.
what was happening at work.
Oh, okay. Well, we have this like little gambling thing, but it's a box that goes around, and everyone puts $1 in. I work in a big office, and there was about usually 100 people that put in money, and every payday $1. And there are people that worked there for 30 years, have never won a single day of Lucky Bucks, and I've been there almost 9 years, and I've won 9 times, and at first, I didn't put 2 and 2 together, and then I realized what I was actually doing was making that happen, and not noticing it till recently, because I was in a different place years ago. But I imagine winning every time.
All right,
and
so you were visualizing it.
Right, I would visualize it. And this last time that I won, I was conscious of doing it, which most times I wasn't. Right. This time I was actually conscious of doing it. I pictured myself winning. I actually felt the feeling that you would feel if I won, and I pictured the girl calling me, telling me I won, the whole thing. It's like a story that I just put in my head, and I felt it, like it actually happened. And when that phone rang, I actually was so excited that it happened more than winning the $140 that I won.
Right, which wasn't shabby either. But it was the coolest thing to know that you manifested that reality, mm-hmm. and to know that you can do that.
Right.
That's exquisite.
And most times, all the other times I was like, oh, what a coincidence. What a coincidence. And after a while, you're like, these aren't just coincidences.
No, they're not.
No,
they're so not. The more you understand law of attraction, the more you understand the essence of whatever you say, you're speaking into your reality. Mm-hmm. So it's your thoughts, what you say, and your actions that create that reality.
And feeling.
Yeah.
And the way you feel, too.
Yeah, without a doubt.
You got to be careful.
Well, that's your actions. You're feeling, you're sensing, you're visualizing.
Right.
You're...
This is a new thing. I mean, I've been like trying to learn as much as I can, but this is like my new thing now that I'm like really
owning your stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Which is great. Yeah. And what I thought was delicious is, in our life we learn from our kids. Mm-hmm. I mean, we teach them, we try to show them the right way, we lead them in certain directions. But what was wild is, I guess you were saying 2009.
Around that time, yeah.
You didn't intuitive consciousness.
Yeah, no. I was Catholic, and I believed that there's a higher power, but I had no connection with any higher power. Like, I would go see a priest and all that business, and there was nothing. There was
no that feeling of feeling at peace, or feeling that connection.
Right, that I wasn't alone. Like, most of the time I was on earth alone, and God's up there somewhere, like, I guess, but
That's what
has
we've heard.
changed. Yeah.
Yes. Heard something about that.
Yeah.
No.
And I didn't believe, I wasn't sure about spirits coming.
Right.
Like, you heard about it, and then, I'd go to psychics, and I was that person who sat there and, like, proved to me, like, that you're real,
right,
kind of thing.
Walls up, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the walls up, and I would want to believe it. I really
Sure.
wanted to, but I
Right.
knew that it was a part of me that you have to say something to make me believe you.
Right.
Until my daughter, until I found out my daughter was seeing them and
Connecting with spirits.
connecting with spirit. Yes, but
Which
she was nervous.
beautiful. Yeah.
She was nervous
In the beginning, sure.
and not wanting to admit it. And then when she finally did, it was like, how can I not believe this now?
Yeah.
how
No.
can you not
You
believe
want to encourage your daughter. You want her to feel
Yeah.
good about where she is and what she's feeling.
Right.
Yeah. So you were able to embrace it at that point.
Yes.
And then you started dabbling a little more.
Yeah, that's when everything started getting rolling, and I started noticing just changes in my life. I started the people I was connected with changed. My feelings about spirituality changed. I started actually looking into astrology. I thought I was like really drawn to that, and I don't know. That's where it kind of started. And my oldest daughter was, hearing them, speaking with them, and my little one hasn't yet. She wants to, but it's just something that she hasn't tapped into yet.
When you speak about a lot of people, they do start dabbling with astrology. It's like, all right, when's my sign? When was I born? Let's check out what today looks like. Let's see if it's in alignment with what I'm really feeling. Mm-hmm. And we start to, little by little, kind of find what feels right. Mm-hmm. Does the astrology really align with where I am, how I feel? Then you had mentioned that you got into numerology, and that numerology was like your thing to within spirituality, to understand you were on point. That was like your validation. That was your sign.
My synchronicities, my signs,
Yeah.
I saw numbers and everything, and I really hated math in school. I'm not a math person, but numbers. I quit math in 10th grade. I did not like math, and then I took a test for the county, and I'm in accounting. Like, I hate math. I'm in accounting. Right. And then now these numbers come up. I'm like, why do you have me doing numbers? I hate numbers. But that's just how Spirit talks to me in numbers, and I'm not an expert at it at all.
But yet, when you see it, it gives you a sense of peace.
Right.
It gives you that sense of, all right, thank you.
Yeah, right, right.
Yeah.
And at first I doubted it. I'm like, it's just me and my thoughts. But then it kept on happening so frequently.
Right.
And sometimes, the signs would be like ridiculous. Like
it
right,
was
right
shouting at you.
Yeah,
shouting
like
you.
a license plate would say something like, come on, get it. It's there. I'd be like, okay, all right, that's everything now.
And if you don't mind me mentioning, you had said something about you going through shifts in relationships, mm-hmm. like your own personal relationship. Like, in other words, the relationship you had prior to, you were in it a long time. You had beautiful children. It was a great thing until you started losing the sense of who you were. Mm-hmm. And when you felt like at a point in your life where you weren't able to make decisions, you felt like you were lost. It was all about.
And he wasn't a mean or nasty person. He wasn't a bad guy.
Right,
it's just that there was something, like this connection. We were like here. Like, there was something in between us that it just was not working.
It wasn't in sync anymore.
No. Yeah. And that was meant to happen, or else I would never be where I am right now.
Right.
We had to separate. We had to break it off, because I wouldn't have moved on and found myself. I would have just continued to do the same things over and over again, and playing this. I was playing a role. I was playing the mom and the wife, and trying to fit into his world. I wasn't like, I had no world.
There was no identity of yourself. No. Right. And I think so many women can really identify with that. Mm-hmm. They can really find that they try to be the perfect wife, the perfect mom, how things should be, how things should look.
And they even try to convince themselves that they like it, that they're happy doing it. I love doing this.
Oh, yes.
Well, I used to say that too. I love doing this.
Right.
But when I really actually now look at myself, I didn't love any part of that. I loved my ex I loved him because I love everyone.
Sure, right. Of course.
And I still love him.
Of course.
We're still
Without
friends.
Yeah.
But I didn't get it. There was no feeling really behind it. You definitely, I'm learning now that
Right.
there's a feeling that you get when you know that something is
Right.
for you.
Yeah.
Like, you get this just like burning desire for it.
Absolutely.
Where the other things, I just force myself to be happy.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're going through the motions.
Yeah.
And so what was wild, like you had said, that your life was like a roller coaster, you know? And I think,
Crazy one.
yeah, which I feel a lot of people can also identify with, you know, because life is the ups and the downs and the all arounds. But when you start to get off that ride, to feel like you're safe and you're where you want to be, you know what I mean? Where you start to find, you know what, this is where I was, and I'm really liking where I am now.
Right.
And we had talked earlier about this being the year of, 2018, that add the 2 and the 8 and the 1, it all adds up to an 11.
Yes.
And the 11 aspect was the idea of really owning self, being okay with saying I'm beautiful. Like we were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. And really being okay with your needs being met. And understanding what those needs.
Slightly selfish. It's okay to like slightly be like just want to make yourself happy.
But you're supposed to be happy.
Right.
That, to me, it's like
But
everybody.
But everyone tells us as mothers
to make everybody else happy.
Right. We're taught to do that, but really, you're just making your daughters do what you do, and they're gonna feel that
they're gonna learn the same patterns,
yeah,
not to be able to honor themselves enough to appreciate,
fall into relationships
enjoy life.
that aren't working. I lucked out that my husband was a decent person.
Yes.
And that we still can be friends, but there are a lot of women who go into these relationships like, I don't want my daughters to go into these relationships to please a man and then take the abuse.
Right. No. I don't see them being that way, especially them being so gifted. Right. We're talking about your daughter, and when we were saying a wild child, we weren't meaning that she was out of control. We were just meaning that she's doing what makes her happy. Because not everybody can do that 9 to 5 thing and have somebody looking over your shoulder and dictating different things. And she's not a kind of young lady that wants to live life on her own terms, whether it's dance, whether it's acting, whether it's,
I
doing
just want her to do it in a healthy way, and
she's having fun with it.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, yeah. And so, like I said, that we grow from our children as well. We guide them, we teach them, but yet, when
they
you
definitely teach me.
Yeah.
To give them credit,
Yeah.
They came here too.
A little bit.
For a reason.
For a reason. They did. Yeah. It's all divinely, what do you call it? I was thinking about what you were saying earlier. You were saying, we were talking about soulmates, and we were talking about different things, and you had said that there was something that really triggered something within you that really made you things shift.
There was a person I met that that just gave me this spark inside, and that changed how I felt about so many different things on all levels. It taught me to open up my mind to certain things. It taught me to not judge people. It taught me to be compassionate, and it taught me to let people be, not be jealous. It taught me so many things. It's just meeting this person, and it sent me on a trip. It was on that roller coaster, like I was on that rock and roller coaster at Disney. I'm now on It's a Small World. Like, I'm actually doing much better,
Good. I love that.
It's more like it's calm now, but at that moment,
it was a very emotional time.
It was very emotional. Very there were times when I was very hurt, and not by him, by just people in general. There were things that happened that it was crazy.
I think that when we're a mom and we're doing what we think in the original relationship, that we're supposed to come across a certain way, and you care so much about what people think because you're projecting this image of being the mom or being the wife. And when people aren't always accepting your change or honoring you, that it can feel
isolating.
Yeah.
alone. Yeah.
And I think that was the deepest part of that roller coaster of like,
Yeah. And you question
ooh,
yourself.
I'm getting chills on
You
that
do.
one.
You question yourself. You're
Right.
like, am I crazy? Like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe everyone else is right and I'm wrong. And you're constantly questioning self.
Right.
And it's supposed to be that way. You're supposed to constantly question because you're eventually going to come to a point where you're going to own yourself. You're like, wait a minute. No, I'm right because it's me and
That's
that's how
right.
I feel.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the essence of soulmates and people coming to your life, like in other words, your husband was in your life for a reason. This particular individual came into your life, also came into your life to teach you different things. And some soulmates are just meant to come in for that synchronicity to help you transition into another aspect of who you are.
Right. To work out karma and for you to heal on certain things, maybe from, from this time on earth. Or
Yeah. Well, I mean, I do past life aggression. You said you went through a couple of past life aggressions. And with past life aggressions, when you do experience those, you realize in those past lives that the same patterns keep happening. See, to me, people go, oh, what's my life purpose? My life purpose is to be happy. And most people don't get that. They want to make it deeper. They want to do this. They want to do that. And when you start, like in this year of an 11, it's gone through so many different phases. And like right now, we're going through the fall eclipse. We're going through the full moon in Aries. We're going through
Venus retrograde.
Yeah. And they say that the Mars moon aspect right now, that male intensity is making us go through feeling of frustration and anger and all these different feelings. And I think that the only way you're able to shift is you have to get really uncomfortable. Because if you stay, all right, I can deal with this.
Yeah, that's the only way you can change.
Exactly. So this is a really powerful time to kind of, with the full moon, what do I want to create in my life right now? What am I ready to let go of? And then get the new moon, or what I'm ready to bring in, and going through that flow of energy of growing and evolving and finding what feels good, like dipping your toe in. It's like, oh, yeah, I think I like where I am right now, you know?
I was actually afraid, for a while I was afraid of the full moons. I'm just like, I don't want to let go of anything. I was so, I wanted to hold on to everything.
Oh, I can identify because we both have similar things.
Yeah.
Because we both like our stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a stuffaholic.
Yeah.
I
like
love
things.
my I pocketbooks and clothes and shoes, and I love stuff.
Yeah. I just don't.
It's my mood. It's how I feel.
I
It's
put like a feeling on everything. I'm like, oh, well, I had this one. I have to keep it because it reminds me of something important, and I hold on to things.
Yeah, I know.
I feel they're important, but really,
we're meant to let it go.
Yeah.
We're meant to free ourselves from the things that
can't
hold.
move. Can't move.
Right.
If you
And
become
you
a
can't
hoarder,
bring
you can't
in
move in your house, right?
You can't bring more stuff in. My husband goes,
Right.
if you're going to bring something in, you got to let go of something. I'm
Right.
Like,
Same thing.
I just kind of like make it work.
Yeah.
What makes it work for me, not for everybody else. I'm happy. But
Stuff in the closet.
oh, do I have closets and closets and closets and closets? I think lots of closets. But
You'd love my daughter then.
I love it all. But I guess the point is not that it's a good thing to hold on to. But it's like when we're going through these different transitional stages, we have to find that one thing that keeps us feeling comfortable, that keeps us feeling safe, or fill that void that's not really being fed, so it makes you feel good. So it makes you feel good about that memory and makes you feel good. It's like, oh, I put this on. I like the way this, oh, I'm not wearing that. But that feels good.
Right. Like all the things that don't make you feel good.
Yeah.
But there are things that, if it makes you feel good, that's the best thing. That's, I've learned that change is good now, which like Saturn I couldn't stand for the longest time because it's hard. It was hard to go through those certain things.
Right, it is.
But you come out of it like feeling better.
You do. And then now we find new comfort things, like you find new stones, like you got the rose quartz pendulum, and you got
my daughter bought that for me,
which is beautiful. And you know what rose quartz is about, right?
Self-love.
Yeah. This year, baby. And then the turquoise is a beautiful grounding as well as speaking your truth.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's
it's a
what
color.
it is. It's showing you truth. It shows you truth. Yeah.
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 So I love the transitions you made, and I'm excited that by the end of our convo, you're going to start really seeing the power. In other words, you see it already manifesting with the law of attraction. But if I can help you release and let go of the word trying,
Oh yeah.
because you know what trying does.
Someone else told me that too.
It gives you more trying. Or if you say, I want to be happy. Well, you know what? God's going to keep, God hears wanting. You want that? I'll keep you wanting it.
Right. Yes. Yes. I did learn that.
Right.
Yeah, it was one of the things I remember hearing.
Yeah. If you also read the Conversations with God, in that book, it also explains a lot about speaking and creating your truth. You know, and so when I speak, I try to be conscious to not say trying, not say wanting, but to say I am. I am happy. I am
It
doing
is
this.
already happening.
It is. It's an
already
emotion.
there,
It's
right.
already going.
Like you already have it.
Yeah, it's like you're going down that roller coaster and it's already moving in that
Right,
direction.
right,
Yeah,
right.
and it's getting stronger and better.
Right.
Yes, each and every moment. Yeah. If you can go to another scenario and try to go back a little bit more in time. 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 8, 9. And what pops into your mind?
I think it was definitely Catholic school, so it was grade school. It was either 1st, 2nd, 3rd. I was there 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade, so I would say those years.
Mm-hmm.
And the situations that come to mind are uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable with the males,
Mm-hmm.
and the way I didn't like the idea of them looking at me or in a certain way or touching me. I just felt like they were I don't know, I can't explain it.
No, I hear what
Like it's like dirtiness. Like I didn't like that. I didn't even like them saying they liked me, like in any way. Like a predator. Like I felt like they were predators.
Right. How do you feel today about that?
No?
Yeah. Do you think that in any way, I know that,
I still don't like men looking at me. I
Yeah.
don't. Yeah. And not that I'm certain, I guess it's certain men, when I feel them around me, I can sense that it's an outer, they're looking at my outer, and it bothers me.
so I think that from a child you've always been sensitive.
I think it bothered, I think probably those negative feelings maybe stuck with me, whereas I maybe turned everything off. I don't know.
Well, now when you say everything off, what do you sense that is turned off?
My knowing, like it's like now I'm trying to embrace it, but it's almost like I blocked it because I didn't want to feel those feelings, those strong feelings from other people. Because it was a lot of pain, because I could feel people's pain. and I could feel their dirtiness. Some of them, they're not good intention. So if you turn it off and not feel, and be superficial and only feel it, and then just, I don't know.
So if you can you allow yourself to connect to that little girl? That little 8-year-old, because that's what I kept hearing was 8. And can you tell that little 8-year-old that you grew up to a beautiful, sensational mom that has beautiful, incredible girls? And that now that sensitivity is actually a gift. And it was a gift back then because it helped you realize on who you should be around and who you shouldn't be around. But now as an adult, you're going to be able to utilize that on a much higher, more fun level. Because right now, as an adult, you're able to have more discernment. You're able to use it for your highest and best. Do you understand that? Mm-hmm. Because when you're younger, you only see things from good and bad. You can't really see perspective as maturity that evolves. And if you can, envision yourself holding really tight that 8-year-old, giving her a hug and saying, I love you and I will always protect you. Can you see that? Mm-hmm. How does that make her feel? It's almost as if she needs that from you right now. She needs you to hold her. She needs to know that you're there for her. She needs to know that you hear her. And as you hear what her needs are and her desires are, then she'll be more open to hear others. But if she's not being heard, she doesn't want to hear about others. Who cares about others? Because she needs that love right now. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So what do you think she needs to hear that you're going to tell her right now? That you're going to protect her, that you're going to see that she's happy and surrounded by people who are loving and supportive and want her to see her find her happiness, and then each and every day that more and more positive, fabulous things happen, especially as you watch your kids and you start to play in the energy. It becomes exciting and fun.
Yeah. And that the ones that she felt,
Mm-hmm. Uncomfortable.
the negative, even kids. That's why she was so shy, because she felt what those children were.
Mm-hmm. She was pretty on
feeling about
point.
her.
She was pretty on point.
So she was shy. She didn't want to open her mouth because those children, in their head, like, it's almost like a jealousy thing that they had, or they said mean things, or hair is a mess, or this or that, or something. So she never spoke, and she was shy. That it's okay. Those kids have their own issues and path to, and the more you stay positive, and the more you just ignore that, and be happy with yourself, better people will come to you.
We were talking about a little bit about synchronicities. Mm-hmm. And before you came here, you said you had stopped at a gas station. Mm-hmm. And when you were at a gas station, you weren't really hungry, but you were kind of noticing there's something here that's meant for me.
Yeah,
right?
Like I was like looking up and down the aisles, trying to like find something that like I want.
Right.
Because I feel like maybe I was like, I want something, but I'm not really hungry. I came in for the water and to get gas. So I was going up and down the aisle, and then I saw a little card.
Yeah.
It looks like
it was a precious card that showed the earth, and it showed like the light of all that is. And the light almost like a cross, where it's just really very peaceful. And what says on there, which was kind of fun, is soon you will know. Mm-hmm. You know, I knew.
Hey guys, it's Elle.
It's your life.
Come join us.
Make it beautiful. Make it beautiful. Age of new beginnings.